Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo. How you doing, big dog?
Oh, I'm having a big dog day.
Big old dog day.
Yeah.
Dog day afternoon?
Happy Women's Day to all who celebrate.
Damn, I somehow should have seen this coming.
You knew I was going to open with this. I
Damn.
mean, it's a good thing to celebrate, Eric. Women is one of my favorite genders.
I would say it's my favorite as well.
Mhm.
But what are we celebrating exactly?
I think we're just celebrating womanhood, whatever that may be.
Okay.
Identity
So,
in a way.
identity. I identify as a male. I do sometimes get a 6-inch, but I still identify as a male.
Yeah, that's fair. I identify as an artist
Oh, that's nice.
of both the sandwich and podcasting varieties.
A non-binary artist.
just what everyone's looking for.
Exactly. Dude, that's what I need. My sandwich artist to be non-binary.
You're like, not another non-binary artist.
God damn it. Dude, they used to just be baristas. Now they're sandwich artists.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's a level up, a good use of the art degree.
I think so too.
So, why are we got an alert right now?
Did it break?
I don't know what broke. I'm still recording.
Okay, great.
It says lost connection to server, attempting to reconnect. Shit. We're successful. I'm back in, but I don't know if it's actually going to record.
I think it's recording still.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We just keep it rolling. The
Let's just
redheads
keep
are
it-
along the ride.
Yeah.
We've had a long fucking afternoon, to be
Dude,
honest.
Eric and I have spent the last hour and a half troubleshooting microphones and Zendaya caster, trying to get shit to work. And yeah, it's tough in the dunes.
Dude, the dunes are hot, and this laptop is running low on battery now because we spent. We're using my 2015 MacBook, and I don't know enough inside baseball. Let's stop talking about actually podcasting and actually podcast.
Yeah, let's get into it. So sandwiches. I do this like kind of like semi-monthly dinner thing with some friends. There's about 7 of us. We hang out, play some games. One person provides the meal for everybody, and it rotates.
Oh.
And the other night, it was my turn to provide the meal, Eric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm on a sandwich kick, right?
When is he not?
Yeah, exactly. So I thought, I'm going to make everybody Banh Mi sandwiches. That seems like a novel vegetarian take on the sandwich. If I did like a curried tofu, that I think the group would appreciate.
That's cool.
Yeah. But cooking for 7 people, I don't know if you've ever done that. It's so much work.
Oh, fuck. I've never signed up for the task because I know how much work it is.
It's never actually 7 because, hear me out, I also needed to make a test meal to make sure it tasted good.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm prepping everything like the day before, I also need to make a meal to eat while I'm prepping. So you add at least 3 more dishes to the 7. So we're already at 10,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you want to make a little extra in case someone's extra hungry.
Fuck. Totally makes sense. And also 7 is kind of a weird number because nothing can be easily divisible by 7. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, you can easily get 7 baguettes, but when it gets time down, it's time to get the, I don't know, you said you were getting tofu. Like, what package size does tofu come in? Like 300 grams maybe?
Yeah, I don't really know how much a gram of tofu even is. I just cut the block up, chop it and screw it and put it in the frying pan. But I mean, they're good looking sandwiches. I pickled some carrot.
Nice.
I literally bought the grocery store out of baguettes.
Oh,
I had to
wow.
buy so many baguettes. I bought like 5 baguettes.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some cilantro.
Nice.
And I also made a spicy mayo to go with it. It was quite good.
Dude, if there's any Vietnamese listeners, I sincerely apologize.
It is a North American take on a classic sandwich.
I would say a West Coast take.
Yeah, we'll call it
Let's
that.
get more specific.
Yeah.
But I commend you for even trying because, I don't know, it's a beautiful dish.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting one because French people colonized Vietnam and then brought the baguette over.
Mm-hmm.
And the Vietnamese were like, how do we freak this and make it so we like it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's my abridged version of the history of Vietnam.
It's actually such an exciting lore because it's fusion food before we gentrified fusion food.
Damn.
Like fusion food 100 years ago was just colonization.
Dude, yeah. Fusion, if you're an optimist. If you're a pessimist, then it's colonization.
Yeah. So
let's decolonize, Ty. We got to decolonize.
We need to get the Vietnamese food out of the French food and vice versa.
Exactly.
So
decolonizing is just splitting the atom.
in a way. Yeah. So Yeah, I'm not trying to Oppenheimer this thing. I'm trying to additionally fuse it. I am trying to
Ooh,
add a West Coast flair to my banh mi's.
okay, interesting.
Yeah, I call them bone mi's.
Bone me's.
So
Interesting.
that's what you're gonna say when you eat this thing. It's so good.
Bone appetit.
Bon appetit, yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant. So, okay, how did you exactly West Coast this? Is it the spicy mayo and the tofu?
Oh, I got a few other tricks up my sleeve, baby.
Okay, let's hear it.
Hummus.
Oh no, bro! Why'd you hummus the baguette?
I just thought it added a little extra like sauciness. Sometimes the tofu's a little dry, so it brings that wetness back into the sandwich
Hmm.
without making it too runny, you know?
Right. I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Because when I think of banh mi's and like when I get excited to eat a banh mi, I'm always thinking about the pate and the cold cuts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Maybe if I'm feeling fancy, I'll get the lemongrass, but
Mm-hmm.
it's always like the run of the mill kind of like plain Jane meat selections. It's almost exactly what I get at Subway if you think about it.
Yeah, I get that. You want to stick to kind of like the pedestrian foods because at the end of the day, it's a pedestrian sandwich.
That's right. A sandwich should never have caviar or
Mm-hmm.
truffle
Mm-hmm.
or, dare I say it, chicken. Why would a sandwich ever have chicken in it?
Honestly, chicken is pushing it. And like Subway is out of their minds to remove mustard from the menu and swap it with like sweet onion sauce. Like
Yeah.
I like it too. I get why they did it. It's a small luxury amidst a world full of chaos,
Mhm.
but it is contradictory to the role the sandwich plays
Mhm.
in role playing being a pedestrian.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, Eric, I'm making these banh mi's. Now, a homemade sandwich hits a little different than a Subway sandwich.
Oh yeah.
If you're cooking for 7 people, how many inches of sandwich do you think you need to make to feed one mouth?
Inches of sandwich to feed one mouth.
Yeah. How
12.
many? 12 inches per mouth, right?
Yeah, I think it's on the safe side. Like you probably only need like 8, but you don't want to like give someone 8 inches and then they're like deeper, you know?
Give me more, daddy.
Yeah, you don't want to hear deeper when you're giving them already 8.
Damn. Yeah. So I thought the same thing. I thought, like, how much sandwich can each person reasonably consume? And the obvious answer was a foot long's worth,
Yeah.
right? Like,
At the
that's,
max, right?
yeah. Like, when in doubt, look at what has been done before and just copy because clearly someone's thought this through.
Somebody's already done the math and determined that 12 is a perfect number
Yeah.
to make you full. So you feel like you're getting your money's worth, but
Mhm.
it's way too much, Ty. I'll
It
be
is way
honest.
too much. It does. It is at Subway. It just satisfies. But here's the thing. I figured, okay, 12 is a good number to hit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my sandwich in 6-inch increments, as Subway does. I will prepare enough food so that every mouth can have 2 6 inches of banh mi, so a foot long in total.
Okay.
And that essentially doubles the amount of food I have to make. I'm now going from 10 sandwiches to 20 sandwiches. So now,
Weren't 7 people invited?
yeah, but then I need a test sandwich and
Oh,
one for me and Bay for dinner.
got it. Got it. Got it.
Exactly. So I'm now making enough ingredients for 20 banh mi sandwiches, which is kind of insane because I'm marinating in my house curry 20 blocks of tofu or like
Oh,
slices of tofu. I have to get enough. 1/3 of a baguette is about 6 inches. So you need like 20 divided by 3 baguettes. That's like
hmm
7 baguettes.
dude, this reminds me of a typical math problem we would get in school. It's like
Hmm.
hot dogs come in a pack of 8. The buns come in a pack of 12. How many packs of buns and dogs you need?
Yeah, dude, they don't tell you that you're gonna have to remember this math in Whole Foods. And
Exactly. Exactly. It's interesting though. So I'm just picturing like the Breaking Bad setup you have at home. You're marinating 20 blocks of
yeah,
tofu.
dude, I literally felt like a meth lab or like a polygamous family.
Yeah, like or like a serial killer where you're like packaging up body parts
Hmm.
and like leaving them around the house.
So I had no clue what I was signing up for with this. Next time I'm making fucking chili because
Pot.
it took like 2 days to prepare enough ingredients to make 20 banh mi sandwiches
It's a
because
lot of
you got to
ingredients.
like get so much shit pickled, you got to chop so much shit, you got to marinate shit, and then make sure it's all ready to be packed and shipped to the potluck zone for hanging out
Mm,
for dinner.
got it. So you weren't even hosting.
I wasn't even hosting. It was
Oh,
this
fuck.
was a remote activation, an offsite, if you will.
Oh wow. So I'm picturing you like on a bike with like 20 to 25 sandwiches, just like going for it.
Yeah, dude. I had them assembled on site. So you got the baguettes coming out of the backpack like
Yeah.
a real Parisian skip the dishes driver.
Yeah. Interesting. So, okay, I need to like fully digest the scene here. So every sandwich was tofu.
Correct.
Okay.
I could have offered more options, but
Well, you would just increase the complexity because
hmm
how do you know who wants what? Are you
hmm
going to offer? Are you going to have full inventory of every type?
dude, as soon as you add more than one protein option, I'm literally at that point almost offering the assortment of Subway.
Yeah.
And that just seems like for one man, too much.
I mean, to be honest, you could have just done a Subway. Like you could have just brought like enough bread for everybody, and then like include just buckets of different things and say like, "Okay, guys, go ahead."
Yeah. Just said like go crazy. I brought a bunch of buckets of food. That would have been
Yeah.
way simpler. Or I could have literally just made everybody a foot long at Subway. It would have been cheaper and faster to just whore it out. I don't really know.
At any point, did you consider making a giant party sub banh mi?
That would have been crazy. Just the full baguette, you know?
Mm-hmm. Do the entire thing, have it shipped over in like a U-Haul?
That'd be pretty funny. Yeah. I have like four men in suits carrying the sandwich like a casket.
Dude, yeah, a 10-foot sandwich.
The 10-footer.
Dude,
Our
yeah,
white whale.
dude, you would have to open up the, you have to put down the back seat in the Matrix just to have that thing poking all the way out,
Oh
like
yeah, dude.
hitting people in traffic.
You need a limo for that limo.
Yeah, wow.
Like one can only dream. No, this was disassembled, 6-inch increments. But here's the crazy thing, Eric, is I roll up with all these sandwiches. Everyone eats them. I think everyone liked them. Nobody, not one mouth, could eat more than 6 inches.
Oh
I
fuck.
made twice as many banh mi's. I went through all these tribulations for nothing.
When was this dinner?
2 days ago.
Why didn't you bring me one?
I should have brought you a banh mi. I'm so sorry.
Dude.
Like,
Wait, there's extra banh mi's just sitting somewhere,
yeah,
like untapped.
I'm
Like,
gonna, I'm gonna have to eat a banh mi every day for the next week.
wow. I mean, this is good for like returning to like school lunches. You know what I mean? Like bringing lunch to work is, it's kind of a good time for you to start doing that again.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm not really a meal prep guy, and I accidentally meal prepped.
Dude, we got to talk about meal prepping because some people post it on their social like it's a flex. It's like, guys,
hmm
just meal prepped, and you see it, and it's like seven Pyrex dishes of like chicken and rice and broccoli, and you're like, wow, your life sucks.
Yeah, it's like
Like, what
that's
the
what
fuck?
that's what you're gonna eat for the next 7 days. That's so
Yeah,
sad.
times that by how many people are in your family. It's like, dude, you meal prep. That's wild.
I don't really get it either because I feel like there's so much joy from the spontaneity of eating
Yeah,
that I could never imagine doing that to myself. Like that's why I even like Subway because I don't even know what I'm gonna get. The minute I
yeah,
walk in the door, I don't even know.
yeah. It's stupid, man. Because think about it. It's Tuesday night. You are coming home from work. You're driving in rush hour for an hour, and all you have to look forward to is the same chicken in rice, brown rice this time, broccoli, steamed broccoli, no seasoning.
Not only that, you're microwaving it for dinner and it's already 5 days old. You're like, can't wait to eat my microwaved 5-day old chicken.
Yeah, what's up with that? I thought you're supposed to throw away leftovers after like 2 days.
Yeah.
Why do we accept meal prepped food? And assuming you're making it on Sunday, the most fun day of the year or the week, Saturday, you're having the oldest food possible.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Why
I
do
don't
you
get
want
it.
hard days a week? Why don't you have some potentially like a poisonous chicken?
Dude.
Would you like a high risk ham? Doesn't make any sense.
God damn.
Dude, meal prep is such a it's just a rebrand of spoiled food.
Yeah. Dude, leftover culture, man.
Oh, that's bad. That's not for me. I didn't like doing it. I'm not looking forward to my banh mi's
No.
coming.
I think it's like a product of being defeated at life where you start meal prepping. Like if I
Mhm.
ever see you meal prep, I'll take that as a sign, as a call for help.
I think so because you know what it is. You're solving a $3 problem. You know, like you're like I'm gonna save myself 15 minutes at some point in my future, and maybe a few dollars by bulk
Mhm.
producing this.
Mhm.
But you shouldn't be focusing on that. You should be focusing on like, how do I start a business? Is my network my net worth? Like, you know, like what are the questions you should actually be asking yourself? Not like, do I want to have
Mhm.
like turkey on Wednesday night, like
Mhm.
and Thursday night and Friday too?
But also, like, what are you doing with that 15 minutes that you saved on Thursday evening? Like, are you just going to rot in your couch like usual?
Yeah,
Or are you going to, I don't know, look up which hedge fund to give your money to?
yeah, no kidding. Like as you're making those foods, you should be thinking like, oh great, this gets me 40 more TikToks sometime on
Yeah.
Thursday.
Wow. Yeah. And then when you're watching them, you're like thinking, like, I earned this time.
Yeah, because I stole time from my Sunday in order to have this time
Yeah.
now.
So, okay, is pre ordering a Subway sandwich meal prepping?
Mm,
Because in a way, like, you're just discarding the opportunity to be spontaneous and to enjoy fresh food. Like, you're just kind of like, I know I'm gonna get the lettuce even if it's awful that day. I don't even need to look at it.
I don't think that's it is meal prep in a sense because you need to design the blueprint before you consume it. But in a way, you're just it's kind of a creatively liberating because you're writing the recipe before you cook it. In a way, it's actually more spontaneous.
Hmm.
I think what meal prep is
Okay.
actually it's you're entering subscription service territory
Oh
where
shit.
you're creating certainty in the future that you will consume the same thing.
Yeah.
It, with one Subway sandwich, that's not a subscription.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting actually.
Mm-hmm.
But the analogy I would use is you're not writing the recipe before you cook. You're writing the recipe before you go to the grocery store. So a true cook, Stanley Tucci per se,
Yeah,
would
true
go to
Tucci.
the Italian market 9 in the morning and be like, okay, the branzino is fresh today, and also this tomato producer, great haul. I'm gonna get some of that too. Blah blah blah. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm making fish stew. You know what I mean? That's
Mm-hmm.
it's a result of what is available to me versus having some predetermined meal in my mind and then going in and probably having to make sacrifices because the thing you actually want is not there or whatever, you know?
Right. You're just trying to make a like rock hard mango work for your
Yeah.
meal.
Like if I tell myself I'm going to get the tuna sub today and then I go into Subway and I see the tuna's a little more brown than usual,
Looking a little purple
am
even.
I still getting the tuna? You know, probably not.
Probably not. That's true. So it is actually kind of like grocery. You are a grocery getter in that sense,
Yeah.
which is interesting because in our modern times, if you walk into an Aldi's or whatever, most things are available and ripe and ready to go. There, it's very hard to develop that sense of taste. Not
Hmm.
that like this is more fresh than this. Like unless you, I guess you could literally go up to the store supervisor and say, "Hey, what's fresh today?" But that feels weird to just do at a grocery store.
Yeah. Some pimple faced little brat will be like, what?
Yeah, exactly. So Subway's actually the only place where you're really getting that like market, like farmers market analysis of what's actually fresh, you know? Because there's a true discrepancy happening within their produce section.
Hmm.
You can literally tell what buckets are more full than others
Hmm.
and what is going to be good and bad. Where at the grocery store, they're like all the potatoes kind of look the same, you know?
Hmm. Totally.
They're all fresh.
Totally. I'm curious how Subway can further be transparent in this. Like, could they have a little whiteboard that says like refilled the tomatoes at 3:30 p.m.
Like how like Tim Hortons writes the brew time on their
Exactly.
coffee. Boom.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. That way, you know, like, okay, the lettuce bin is empty, which could signal that it's, you know, there's high turnover. Lots
Hmm.
of people are eating it. Or it could just mean that they haven't filled it yet today and it's just all there from yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good point. It could be old or it could be popular because it's new.
Hmm.
It's hard to say.
Hmm.
Because I always just thought that Subway had an inverse ice cream shop effect with their buckets, where it's like at the ice cream shop, the lowest bucket's the one you want because that means that's good shit,
Oh yeah,
and
dude.
ice cream doesn't go bad. But at Subway, you want the veggies that are the most full. You want the mountain of tomatoes. You don't want
Hmm.
like the riverbed of cucumbers.
Yeah. That's actually a great analogy. I'm curious though, if there was a brand new ice cream bucket brought out, like it's the flavor you kind of like, and it's just like got the rounded top. It's like ready to be broken into, right? Are you taking that over the like 25% left one?
That's a good point. There's something about breaking the seal, like being that first crater
Mm-hmm.
in the bucket,
Mm-hmm.
that is pretty exciting.
Dude, the move is like ask for a scoop and then say never mind, and then they have to put the scoop back.
So
Fresh bucket.
that's like the ice cream equivalent of like putting your handprint in fresh concrete.
Yeah.
Get your initials in there.
100%.
A little bit of vandalism.
Oh yeah. Dude, my ice cream choices are so avant-garde. No one's ready to hear them.
Dude, are you gonna say bubblegum?
No, 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 no. That's like grade 1 level flavoring. I don't do that, but I go with the like most perfect pairings imaginable.
Okay, tell me what are your pairings? I want to
Okay,
hear.
fig and mascarpone.
Dude,
Beautiful.
you're not getting that at Baskin Robbins.
I'm getting that at Casa Gelato, the only real place that matters.
Yeah, fair enough.
900, no wait, 238 flavors.
Yeah, I think there's even more now.
Oh, shit.
So
There's never 238. It's always less. They just at one point they had that, and that's why they have the record.
right, they peaked, and then that's what they say is their offering.
Yeah.
So fig and mascarpone. Interesting. What do you like?
Mascarpone.
What do you like about that combo?
Let's see. Mascarpone is kind of like it's a cheese.
Mhm.
It's a sweet cheese, and it's kind of like somewhere in between a cheesecake flavor, a vanilla or like a cream flavor, and tiramisu.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Tiramisu obviously is mostly mascarpone cheese.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like in there, it's like a cream, but it's like a little more subtle.
Mhm.
And then the fig is just a kind of a unique fruit option. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I can go strawberry, I can go blueberry, any of the blue chip
Mhm.
or red chip berries.
Yeah, but fig's got that twang, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Fig, when I bite into some gelato, I want to imagine I'm in Tuscany. It's, late July. The sun is setting at 10 p.m.
Mhm.
and I'm just like sitting on the oldest bridge in Europe or something,
Mhm.
and I'm just eating this beautiful ice cream that someone whose entire life is, dedicated to creating the perfect scoop for you.
Mhm.
Like that's where I want to be when I order a gelato. Where do you want to be when you order a gelato, Ty?
Dude, I want to be right
Cookie
there with
Monster?
you. No, like the picture, the Renaissance painting of Florence you just drew,
Exactly.
just lowered my heart rate significantly. I felt so relaxed being shared this vision that I want to
Mhm.
be there too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think part of it's because Subway's influence on me just makes me crave that environment. It's cozy, but I guess like that's a great ice cream play. I don't mind the cone, like the beachside cone.
Oh
It's kind
yeah.
of classic.
Oh yeah.
A little bit overplayed maybe,
No, no, no,
but
no. Some things should never change.
yeah, like something about like that scoop to just cool down the palate.
Oh yeah, dude.
Presume you're not dehydrated. I hate ice cream, makes me so thirsty.
Hmm.
Does it make you thirsty? There's a lot of salt in it, I hear.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I always love something refreshing.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's why I get the fruit. I dabble in the fruity flavors. So fig.
Hmm.
I'll hit a strawberry. I'm not above that.
Yeah, I know. I like a strawberry
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
I don't, I'll eat. I'll tap any of them really.
yeah, dude. But the chocolates, it's only like once in a while, and the cookie bits.
Oh, dude. Okay, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a fucking sucker for peanut butter.
Oh
I'm
shit!
like a
Really?
I'm like a dog around peanut butter. I'll slurp it up.
Damn, I didn't know that about you. So we talked about peanut allergies for a whole episode. You didn't bring this up.
Yeah, I guess
That you're a
not.
fiend,
Dude, I'm fucking fiend for peanut butter. I like lose my mind when I see peanut butter as an option
dude.
on the
You,
dessert menu.
you and my Chihuahua.
Yeah, I know. I haven't realized that it's a very like instinctual thing.
Yeah, I mean, I knew you were a dog, but I didn't know it was this
Yeah,
much.
yeah, dude. I got the taste of a dog.
So walk me through that. Why peanut butter, and also what brands? Are you a fatso kind of guy, or
Oh
are you
yeah.
going with the Jiffy?
No, dude. I've graduated to the natty nut.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, and I think like I just like how hearty and savory it is, but then it's got this like
It's a unique flavor. There's
It's
really
such
nothing like it.
it's creamy, it's nutty, it's a little sweet,
Yeah.
like, little salty too. That sweet and salty is just
Mhm.
right.
It's got like an umami almost.
It
Like,
does.
it's just so unique and, I don't know, it's just brilliant.
It is an insanely craveable flavor, and I love it. I want peanut butter in everything. I would even pick it as a sauce option on my Subway
Mhm.
sandwich and just make it work. I'd build
Mhm.
around it.
Oh, so when, like, burger places will do, like, a pickle and peanut butter
Mhm.
burger or like a sandwich even, you're into that kinda
I'm into
thing?
that. I get it every time, dude. I want peanut butter to be in more places.
Yeah, I can enjoy that too. But I'm more of like I would still choose peanuts over peanut butter. Like, peanuts are, like, all-time greatest snack.
Well,
It's the only snack
when are you in a situation where you have to choose between the 2? They run in different circles.
on this very podcast.
Fair enough.
But if, yeah, they run in different circles, so you're right. It's 2 different use cases.
I completely disagree. I think the butter is an appropriate evolution of the peanut. I know you're a purist. I like it a little processed though.
I don't know if it's an evolution, I think it's a branch.
I think it's a nut.
Yeah.
I
It
think it's a
branched off
seed.
and nutted off.
Yeah, dude. Dude.
Peanuts, Ty, when it comes to peanuts themselves, I'm a purist because I like them in the shell, and I like to make a huge mess whenever I eat them.
Mm,
Like, at the game, at that baseball game, you're just hucking peanut shells at the road in front of you.
right. You like to leave a trail of, they're not breadcrumbs, they're nut crumbs
Yeah,
wherever
exactly,
you go. Eric's
exactly.
nutting all over.
When I have a pile of nut under my chair and, I've just been eating peanuts all day.
Yeah, bro's in
It's a
a
good day.
squirrel era. I don't know, man. This is my biggest. I don't like. Okay, I don't mind the novelty, but like I don't set foot in Five Guys for this very reason because I'm gonna step on a peanut shell and it just feels so unsanitary.
I love Five Guys peanuts.
Do you ever just go in there, just take a scoop and walk out,
Oh, yeah, all
skip
the
the
time.
burger altogether?
100%. Whenever I walk by Five Guys, I make it a thing to go in and grab a handful of peanuts and walk out.
Yeah, how are they allowing this still? Like, how do you subsidize that with burgers alone? Like, they're
They're
not that much more above market price for a burger.
Yeah, that's a good question. Why do they even have it? Like, what's the lore there?
I don't know. And where are they getting from? People like you can still just buy shelled peanuts.
Yeah, yeah, good question. Why do they offer peanuts? It doesn't even really go with burgers.
Mm-mm. They don't go with much when they're still in the shell.
Yeah. It's also one of those foods where you just, like, don't stop eating. Like, even though you've had a double-double with cheese and fries, you're like, "Yeah, I'll have some peanuts."
I think you can eat it forever because of there's a discrepancy in what you think you're eating versus what you're actually consuming because of the shell. The shell makes it seem like it's a substantial meal,
Mhm,
but then you crack that and you're literally eating like one peanut.
mhm.
Do that 10 times and you're like, wow, I ate so much. You've
Yeah,
eaten 10 peanuts, my guy.
it's the crab of nuts
Exactly.
because you after you eat crab, you have a whole pile of shells, but you're still hungry.
Mhm. You're like, "How could I
Same
be
with
so
nuts.
hungry? I decimated all of this life."
Totally, yeah. Um, yeah, interesting.
And it's the same thing with the footlong. You're like finishing, you're still hungry, and you're like, "But I decimated so much bread?" And this is actually to circle this back to the Banh Mi, Eric, because I must.
Okay, please.
I don't understand why I can eat 12 inches of Subway and I cap at 6 inches of a homemade sandwich. The homemade sandwich I don't think is denser than the Subway. It must be. No one if no one could surpass the 6 inch, if that was the local maximum for inches consumed,
Mhm.
but at Subway, I guarantee any one of those mouths could have downed 12. Doesn't make any sense. Why is there a discrepancy there?
It's a good question. Could be the bread.
Could
The
be.
bread could be the biggest variable here, but also I think there's, like, a primal urge that comes out when you see a footlong in front of you, where you're just like, "I wanna devour this thing," and every bite is just amplifying that feeling.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like it's just you just love it so much. Is it possible that your sandwiches weren't good?
I mean, yes, we can entertain that possibility that they just didn't hit enough
Mhm.
to motivate the consumer.
Yeah, fair.
I think it's more than that. I think there's something about Subway is like, I think it's the density of the sandwich is a bit of a facade. Like I think they hit you with loud flavors
Mm.
to insatiate, but then it's not a sustainable satisfaction. You crave more
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to a slow build like a homemade sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Being healthy is just boring.
I think that's it. I think people just want junk
People just
food.
got bored, yeah.
Yeah,
Because like when have you not finished like a McDonald's meal?
never.
Never in my fucking life.
Dude, I will lick the wrapper.
100%. What is it about fast food that just like you never get full of it? You know, you just keep going.
Yeah, the more you eat of it, the more you want to eat of it.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
drugs. It's literally drugs.
It's kind of messed up because I never feel that way with a home cooked meal. A home cooked meal will be the
Yeah.
smallest food ever,
But
and
like
then I'm tapped.
bite for bite, I'm picking the home cooked every time.
Facts.
It's so much better. But
Hmm.
it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's like your body just gets all the nutrients it needs and it shuts off. You're like, I'm happy now. Save this for later or something. But with Subway, it's like I'm not getting any benefit from this. Let's just see if there's more at the other end of the tunnel.
Right, right. So it's your body's saying like that bite didn't get me what I needed. You
Let's
should
keep
try
going.
another bite.
Yeah,
Keep eating until you find what you're looking for.
exactly. Just keep
Whoa.
digging. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
12 inches later, you're still hungry.
Fuck. Yeah, that's true.
Wow, that sucks. It makes me feel bad for myself because I don't know, I eat a lot of junk food.
You do?
I'll eat a lot of Subway. I actually don't go to McDonald's ever because they don't have any good options for vegetarians.
Yeah, true.
Like you don't want to eat like an McEgg or whatever at like 10 p.m.
No, yeah, that's a
It's
good point.
sad.
Yeah, I never thought about this. There's no reason for you to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Like before, you might have enjoyed the fish fillet,
Mm-hmm.
but once you cut out fish, it's really nothing left.
Sometimes I'll hit the frites in a McFlurry, and
Frites? Oh, okay.
yeah, and
Took me a second, but
that's
I get
okay.
it.
You're a cultured man. You'll catch up.
What about the like? Are there no impossible patties? I'm pretty sure A&W does this.
If you remember recording an episode this time last year, I was in San Francisco for the weekend and I got to try the McPlant that
Oh
they were
yes.
test driving down there in
Hmm.
California. The woke liberals down there
God damn it.
love the McPlant.
Hmm.
I loved it too. I ate it twice. It was so good.
Fuck. So
And
what was it exactly? I don't remember.
it's just a laboratory engineered vegetable patty,
Oh,
kind of
okay.
like a Beyond Meat
So it
vibes.
looked like a beef patty, but tasted like
Hmm.
dirt.
Yeah, exactly. That signature McDonald's flavor.
Excellent.
So I ran that back a couple times while I was down there. It was so good, but it was a prototype. It was a trial run. It never, I guess, had mass market appeal. Was never brought to Canada. I don't even think it's anywhere else in the States.
Hmm. We need to go to like India or something
Mm.
because I feel like they'll have more veggie options.
Yeah, I want like the McPaneer double.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Or like, what does Bangladesh have in the subway?
I'd be so curious.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe.
curious too. There's probably like speakeasies just but for pork.
Yeah, no kidding. You're like,
Like
shh, don't
it's like
tell anyone.
I need a beer and a fucking like hot dog stat.
Just want to eat strips of bacon.
Yeah, dude.
Wow, you're probably right though. There's got to be some underground rings for serving
Hmm.
pork. Anything that's contraband it will have an
Yeah.
audience.
I've heard there's like secret bars, like actual speakeasies, not like the bullshit liberal ones we have here,
Yeah.
where it's like cosplaying as a accountant's office, but a
Mm-hmm.
real place that's like, don't tell anyone about this or else I will die kind of vibe.
Right. They're not like
Um,
behind a fridge in a convenience store. They're like in somebody's basement.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I can totally see there being other secret
Hmm.
vices. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Kind of like this podcast.
Yeah.
It's a speakeasy. We speak easily.
Speak easy about this podcast because we don't want to be caught.
Exactly. Dude, I want to go to Vietnam now and have a Subway sandwich there.
Oh shit.
I feel like they would just kill it with the banh mi.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder what kind of if they have some kind of banh mi influence in the Subway menu, or if it is an option, maybe.
I would think that both in Paris and anywhere in Vietnam, you would find a Subway with a baguette on the menu.
Hmm. Wow.
That'd be
Bring
pretty
back the
cool.
baguettes.
That'd be cool. I would love a baguette on the menu. I'd hit that. little crispier.
Yeah. How far is that from the white bread?
It's not that far.
Yeah. It's just harder to chew.
I think so. Like, I think the difference is the discrepancy between the crispiness of the outside and the softness of the inside. Your bread gets a little bit of a harder shell, kind of like you, Eric, hard on the outside, soft on the inside,
Wow. That's exactly how I am.
which is what I want all Subway bread to be. And the toasting just doesn't get it there. And I don't know why. How many times do I need to toast this thing to make it taste like a baguette?
Yeah. I mean, how many times can you toast plastic before it just melts? You
Yeah,
know?
at a certain point, it's not going to burn. It's going to turn into a puddle.
Yeah. I want to tell you about some discoveries I made this week,
Mm.
Ty.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
At famous Cactus Club, I ordered a drink, and it was called the Fugly.
Okay. The Fugly.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of this? It's
No,
a
I
secret
haven't.
menu option. It's not anywhere to be found on the materials provided.
So you're at the Cactus Club speakeasy getting the Fugly.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of the speakeasy, um, it is a wheat beer with a scoop of the Bellini in it.
The Bellini, leany with the red?
Leaning with the red. They didn't dress it up with the red, but Bellini is leaning.
Damn. So you got a beer, a pint,
Yeah,
and a scoop of the leany on top.
exactly.
Little leany foam.
Picture a root beer float, but beer and Bellini.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
dude, it's something. We should get one today.
I'm open to that.
Because it's truly just genius on multiple levels. One, it tastes awesome. You get to have a bit of Bellini while still maintaining your masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Hidden in plain sight.
it's hidden in plain sight. But the other thing is like the scoop of Bellini keeps the beer cold longer.
Yeah.
The entire time I was drinking it, the beer was ice cold.
Dude, that's a good point.
Yeah. It's kind of like imagine like having a beer ice cubes in your beer.
I guess that's not a thing because beer doesn't freeze, right? I'm assuming that's why.
It does.
Beer does freeze. So
Beer
why aren't
freezes.
there beer ice cubes?
I don't know.
I don't know
It's
either.
kind of pussy.
There were two directions craft beer could have gone, and they picked not this one for some reason.
Yeah, I know. This is kind of like the not Ladner, Radler. Whoa, why is Ladner and Radler the same word almost?
They're almost the same word. You had a little dyslexic moment there.
Yeah, but the Radler, Ty, what is with that? What's with the Radler?
I don't know.
Let's just discuss that for a second.
I feel like it's in a league of its own. It's like the weird uncle of beer.
It is the weird uncle.
It's the black sheep of the brewery industry.
It's like the kids' meal.
It's the kids' meal, yeah.
The kids' park.
And I mean, I like a Radler. I like it once in a while, but I usually only drink it when I want to drink a lot of beer and I have to drive.
Yeah, I was literally gonna make the same exact joke. It's a perfect like drink to have while you're driving.
Yeah, exactly. Like 2.5%, I can ride that all day.
Yeah. Dude, I fantasize about drunk driving all the time.
I believe it. The thing is, Radler's so low alcohol percentage that like I think the like Subway pickles have a higher ABV. Like they've been marinating in that pickle juice all day. You know they're getting a little bit of intoxicating flavors.
The naturally occurring bacteria in the pickle is stronger than the Radler.
Yeah. So that's why that's why it's got its reputation as a pussy beer, but also what makes that is its superpower.
Yeah. It's like I really want to drink beer, but I don't want to taste it or feel it. It's like my brother in Christ, just have a juice.
Or get the Fugly.
Or the Fugly. Dude, the Fugly is a move, man. I had 2 of those and it felt like I had none.
So like does the Bellini influence the flavor at all?
Definitely, Ty.
Tell me more.
It's sweeter. When you take a sip, you get a chunk of the Bellini in there as well. You know what I mean? You get a sip of beer with just nice little cold hit of Bellini. It's awesome. It's just, dare I say, the perfect drink.
It sounds amazing. It makes me realize that, you know how at Subway you can combine any meat, vegetable, and sauce in any order you want and it will always taste good?
Of course.
Do fluids work the same way? Are there fluids that don't go together?
No.
I think because like all mixology is just combining different fluids and it seems to almost always work.
Yeah, true. Like, for example, you could have beer and Coke. And also red wine and Coke.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Both awesome.
Yeah, both are great. I watched someone put like a shot of Aperol in beer the other day. I've tried that myself.
Oh
Also good.
yeah. Yeah, you made
Lemon
one for me,
juice.
didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You can literally put anything in anything. As like look at the Slurpee. The Slurpee is a mixture of well, the Slurpees I make is every flavor at once.
Yeah, true.
The slurpification of fluid, we'll call it.
Totally. The red wine and Coke thing is interesting because we have that like in Europe as like a drink that people order.
What do they call it?
Bamboos.
Bamboos?
Bamboos.
Can I get the bamboos?
Exactly. It's
Huh.
in the summer, dude. It's like peak. It's like better than Aperol Spritz. This is the Balkan Spritz, as I like to call it.
Wow, bamboos.
But you can also get it in Mexico, actually in Spain. You can get it. It's called a calimocho.
Really?
Yeah, the Mexican place down the street has it on the menu. Calimocho,
Oh shit! I would
red
love
wine and
to
Coke.
take one of those for a test drive. I never saw Calimocho grace any menu when I
Mhm.
was in Mallorca a few months ago, but I also wasn't looking for it.
Yeah, you didn't know what it was.
Then I probably skipped over it. That's too foreign for my palate.
Exactly. But yeah, highly recommend Balkan Spritz. I'm gonna start coining that within my circles.
Dude, I think that could take off. You have the platform to project it, which is that microphone in your hand.
Yeah.
Balkan Spritz, everybody.
This
Tap
microphone
in.
is turning into a megaphone.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa. So, anyways, this is a good chance for us to also plug our Instagram if you want to follow us online. And also check the description for some sweet discounts on Zencaster Pro if you want to become a podcast that's almost as good as ours.
Almost. I guess we're
Almost.
done.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we're done. Yeah.
Breadheads, thank you for listening. Ty, thanks for potting.
Think fresh, everybody. Ciao.
Ciao.